really busy people quite often leave off some of the most important details in life, getting to them later. I don't have time right now. I'm going to get to that later. And so I want to talk to you about healthcare directives. This is my PSA. This is my public service announcement for healthcare directives. A really great friend of mine just went through a scenario, and it brought to mind this. And I've actually been asking my clients this week, do you have a healthcare directive? Oh, I was going to do that. I was meaning to do that. I was getting around to that. I'm going to actually call you all out right now and say, enough. It is time. It is so easy to address your healthcare directive right now in a manner that was much easier than it has been in the past. So you want to hear the story in the scenario. So the scenario was my friend's brother came down with kind of a rare, debilitating autoimmune disease, struck out of nowhere, wouldn't have had any idea. He, on his healthcare directive, had a do not resuscitate. But this is a curable autoimmune type of thing, but it does take you down for a while, and you do possibly need a breathing tube and so forth to come back. And so there's this medical team and his wife and family, and they're like, this says do not resuscitate. We're not going to be able to actually give him the breathing tube. Like, according to his healthcare directive, we can't do these things. And so, because it was pretty vague, what he'd written and so forth was pretty vague. And so they were having to follow that. Luckily, he'd actually wound up half a day before they were going to have to intubate him, meaning put that airway tube in there. And so they did not have to do that, and they did not have to decide, but it was potentially even going to maybe be a legal situation where his wife was going to actually have to possibly get an injunction from the court to do these things, because when they'd written out that healthcare directive, so it reminded me. It was a very good reminder. I have one. It needs to be updated. And one of the easiest ways to do that, actually, each state is different, by the way. You want to go online and get the healthcare directive for your state. And then I highly recommend, if you are using any particular AI consistently, that is a great conversation to be having with an AI, with a chat, with I use a Notion AI, with a Claude AI, with Gemini. I don't care. Have that conversation, and you want to be asking it, ask me all the questions so I can be really clear when I fill this out with the latest medical data and information. I can help empower my medical team, my caregivers at that time, with the best information to help me have a quality of life that I'm looking for, but also have the quality of passing if that is what's necessary. So I know you're really busy, business owners. I know you're like, why did I hit play on this video? Like, why is she talking about healthcare directives? That is because it's the gift you give the people that you love. It is the gift you give the people that are trying to keep you healthy and alive. It is the gift you give yourself in advance. So if you're paying for any kind of insurance, you're already, you believe in insurance, you believe in planning ahead, you believe in those types of things. So I'm telling you, it's 30 minutes, truly. The conversations I've had with my AI right now to get it at the place where I'm now just copying and pasting into the healthcare directive, it was about 30 minutes that I just was like, here's what it says. You know me, but ask me some further health questions. I'll have a prompt in the article about this, but I'll also have a prompt online with the video. There's a prompt that I'll write for you to make it even easier. So as an unconventional thinker, these can be the types of things that we put off and go, I'll deal with that later. It's okay. But the gift you can give the people more powerful than birthday presents and Christmas gifts is actually handling your crap before anything falls apart and people are desperate and they don't have access to you. You are unable to answer these questions at that point. The greatest gift you can give your future self is to pause for 30 minutes and fill out a damn healthcare directive. It is not that hard. And like I said, with AI, it can be even easier, and you can make sure you've covered medical issues that might be in your family that you want to be aware of and how those might be handled and how best to cover if it's a recoverable thing or if it's a non-recoverable thing and how you'd like that to play out. Something, and I'm always going to encourage this, something is better than nothing. So if you dive into it and you're like, this is taking way too long, ask it to summarize it quickly and say, you know what, let's just take what I've got and I will turn that in to my healthcare providers. So something is better than nothing. And this is a gift that your future self will thank you for. And this is a gift that the people that love you will thank you for so immensely. So the excuse that I'm too busy and I don't have time to slow down for that, it's not a qualified excuse. It's just an excuse. And I am going to call that out. You have time to make 30 minutes to update that healthcare directive and to make that happen. You'll thank me later if it ever needs to get used. And a lot of times, just like insurance, we fill this stuff out. It doesn't even have to get used, hopefully. That's great. But like I said, if you're paying for any kind of insurance, you already believe in pre-protection. You already believe in that process. So this is just a simple thing that needs to be addressed that's about you. So don't be afraid of it. Go at it with confidence. You've heard me talk about it now. So now is the time to put it on your schedule for 30 minutes and just be like, whatever I can get done in 30 minutes is better than nothing. Everybody else will thank you. I'm Georgina, unconventional leadership coach, international neurodiversity coach, and champion for pointing out the things that you may have pushed off to the side because they're a little more complicated and they're not as much fun and those kind of things. Making sure that you're loving yourself in the future just as much as you're loving this present moment. You have an awesome week. Bye now.